Hi folks, Pete here from Ashton's Cars and welcome to a rather wet and miserable April evening. I was hoping with spring around the corner now and clocks going forward that we would be photographing you cars with beautiful sunshine and birds singing in the trees, but as it turns out it's still wet and miserable because, well, as you probably know, I live in Wales and it's just like that. But to cheer me up today, I've taken a lovely Peugeot 308 in, which I think is really good value for money personally. These are this is a 2012 308, but the 308 itself came out probably about a decade before this car was first registered, and they're a really popular choice in the sort of medium car sector. So it's pitted up against the Focus, the Golf, that sort of thing, the Astra, and I do quite like them because they've got a very good diesel engine, which this has got, a 1.6 HDI engine in it. And they come with a huge, rather generous amount of specification really for this sort of size car. This is one of the top of the range models, the Allure model, which means it's got leather inside, sat nav, Bluetooth telephone system, and a panoramic glass roof, which really sought after options on any sort of size car, but on this sort of medium car sector, you don't get too many that have got all that list of equipment on them. It's a good looking car as well. It's in a light metallic blue. It's got 18-inch alloy wheels. They are curbed a little bit by the previous owners, but nothing too serious. All in all, it just looks like a nice, well looked after car to me. It comes with service history, and I thought it was a good example to show you, even though it's probably not the best night to be showing you it. So I'll very quickly run around it and show you some of the equipment this car's got, and then we can maybe redo the video on a nicer day when it's all polished and clean. I haven't bothered cleaning it today. There's just no point. It's a filthy, horrible, dirty day, and I've just driven about 80 miles in this car, given it a good test run, tried out the Bluetooth phone and all the equipment on it, made sure everything's working for you before I go taking any videos and before I go putting it for sale. So yeah, in terms of a bargain, I think it is one. It's not immaculate, but it's not far off it. Not considering the age, there's not really any marks or dents on the bodywork, just a little bit of curb rash on the wheels, and I'm in two minds whether to get them refurbished, if I'm being honest. But at the moment they are as they came into us from the previous owner. Anyway, back on with the car. It's Allure spec. It means it's got tinted glass to the rear quarters here, as you can see, and up on top a nice big glass roof as well. We'll see a bit more of that in just a moment. It's a pretty good looking car. I think it's got a bit of style to it. It's got a few bits of chrome, and I think maybe that is an Allure extra, perhaps this extra strip of chrome that it's got here, but it's certainly it's making it stand out a little bit from the crowd. I think it's not a bland car like some of the Astras and stuff like that. I think this is a better looking machine, especially with that bigger wheels and the pan roof that this one's got. It's also got reverse parking sensors as well, which I do like. Let me show you the boot on it. See, the sign of a well looked after car is it's got these extra mats in it, which it's come with from the previous owner, including a big boot liner. That should have kept that boot floor pristine, and it has. Look at that, fantastic. They've got a spare wheel, brand new. Doesn't look like it's ever been on the car. Alloy wheel, still got the sticker on it. I wonder if I should replace one of the more curved ones with that perhaps, and see if we can get away with it. See, certainly a nice thing to have. You don't get many cars that have even got a spare, let alone a full-size spare alloy wheel like that. Into the back of the car, so you can hopefully see straight away that big glass roof. Your kids will love it because it throws the light in. It means they've got a great view and they can see the stars, the sun if you're not in Wales, the rain if you are in Wales, splattering on it. But it's quite a nice feature to have. It is very, very desirable to have a panoramic roof on one of these cars. It's got a fold down armrest in the middle here. Can I do that? Yeah, there we go. Nice fold down armrest. Half leather seats. They've got like bolsters even in the back. They hold you in, and it has got isofix points for your car seat as well, for your child seat. Moving into the front, these seats are really comfy and really supportive. Yes, I know it's a Peugeot. It's maybe not something that will get your heart racing, but you know what? It's actually quite a pleasant place to be inside here. Really, really nice spec on it. 6-speed gearbox as well, and it's the E-HDI model like this. It's only 35 quid a year, I think, to tax this car. And at 113 horsepower, it does, it delivers reasonably good performance. Plenty of diesel torque, which we like. Just sitting behind the wheel here. It's quite a good sized cockpit. I've got plenty of shoulder room, plenty of elbow room. That roof goes right to the front. I've got an electric blind that slides across that if I wish to. This particular car, hopefully you can see, has done 116,000 miles. I'll just do the startup sequence quickly for you. Conventional key on this. Have I got the right key? Might help. Oh, steering locks on. Hang on. There we go. Up comes the sat nav screen. Fires up instantly. PSA Group, which is Peugeot, Citroën, they're the experts on diesel engines. They supply them to most of the other manufacturers, and this particular car's got the E-HDI, the 1.6 litre diesel, which is the low emissions engine. So it's 113 horsepower. As I say, it does deliver good performance, but it's most importantly very, very kind on the tax. Only £35 a year to tax this car, and it's been averaging 60 miles per gallon while I've been driving it. As you can see, I've got a nice sat-nav screen there which pops out of the dashboard. It also has things like a phone link on it as well. It's activating Bluetooth as we speak. You've got a decent radio and CD system on it. Nice simple climate control functions here with separate controls for passenger and driver. You've got the directions in this middle dial. You can select then an auto mode if you wish to just let the car do its thing. They've got very good visibility, these cars, because of course they have got these extra sort of quarter light windows by here. It's a nice big glass area. It does feel quite roomy and glassy just by that. And the previous owner has fitted like a little dash cam on it, and that can stay with the car. So whoever buys it will benefit from a dash cam as well, which might lower your insurance premium a bit. The car does come equipped, because it's an Allure spec, this one comes equipped with the cruise control function on it as well. That's very useful. It even has a speed limiter as well to keep you out of trouble. All that is working properly. I've driven it a fair distance myself just to check all of that, and it's all very good. And while it might not be the most state-of-the-art navigation system, it is actually pretty good, really. And it's got things like auto lights, auto wipers. Very, very generously equipped for a car that is in the sort of medium car sector, really. The fact of the matter is, if you were buying a Golf with this sort of spec and this sort of mileage and condition, you'd be paying a hell of a lot more than you would for a 308. And I'm sorry to burst the bubble here, but actually the Golf's not much better. Especially if you get one of these with that 1.6 diesel. They're a really trouble-free engine. Just make sure it's been serviced and had the cam belts done, and it'll last you a long, long time. I know people who've done 200,000 plus miles in cars with this 1.6 HDI engine in them. Overall, I like this car. I think it's worn very well, considering it's now 12 years old and it's done over 100,000 miles. I think it's stood up to the test of time. So, you know, it goes to show that these Peugeots are actually very well built, contrary to people's sometimes preconceptions on French cars. All the switchgear is very intact. I say that because if it was a Volkswagen, it would probably have bits of white showing through it by now. In fact, I do think that some of the materials in this French car, in this Peugeot, are actually better than the ones that we get in some of our German stock. So again, preconceptions. In my opinion, these 308s are well built, but because they haven't got that bulletproof reputation that the Volkswagens have, they're actually a lot cheaper to buy. So that's where this is a bargain. So to your advantage. You just need to make sure you're buying one where the owner has actually appreciated it a little bit. And that's the great thing about this little car, is it does look like a really well looked after example to me. Yes, it's a bit of a dull rainy day, but you know, you can see just looking at this car that it's been cared for by whoever had it. They have taken a bit of trouble. It hasn't got any dinks or marks on it. Looks like it's been kept either in a garage or on a private driveway. Apart from the very odd bit of curbing on the alloy wheels, there's nothing for me to show you on this car really in terms of marks and dents, and this is a 12-year-old car, so clearly someone's loved it in order to keep it so nice. Anyway, if it's of interest to you, please give me a shout. My number is 07932 873 646, and our 308 is available for nationwide delivery. We're happy to bring this car to you anywhere in the country, and we're happy to take your old car in part exchange. Now please give us a comment below as well. If you're a previous owner of one of these, or you've got one currently, let us know your thoughts on them, and especially with this 1.6 litre E-HDI engine. Now I will say it's not ULEZ compliant, this engine, so if you are in London or Bristol or Birmingham city centre, it might cause you issues with ULEZ. You have got to pay a sort of so much a day to drive it through those areas. But for anyone else in the country, you're looking at a car here that's got very, very low running costs, 60 plus to the gallon, in a car that happily seats 5 adults. So yeah, great little buy for someone. Please give us a shout, 07932 873 646, if this car is of interest to you. It's going to be on our website very, very shortly, and I must be honest, I'm tempted to take it home with me tonight because it's got half a tank of fuel in it and it drives absolutely beautifully. So I'm going to leave you to it now and say thanks ever so much for watching. Please give us a like, a share, subscribe to our channel for more car buying advice and more cars like this, and you will also be kept abreast of new things we've got coming up, like our Mercedes SL 350 there, like the Porsche 911 with the aero kit that I've got in the corner there. There'll be more videos coming on both those cars very, very soon. But in the meantime, guys, thanks ever so much for watching, and we hope to see you very soon here at Ashton's Cars. Goodbye for now.